So today I bow to all those who are seekers of truth and those who have found it. May God bless you. It's such a great pleasure to see so many people coming back to know about themselves. All that Warren has been telling you, as I told you, is what you are within yourself. And what happens to you is the awakening of the Kundalini, which is 3.5 coiled energy within our sacrum bone. Now just imagine, sacrum word was given to it by the Greeks. That means Greeks knew that there's something sacred about it. That's how they called it a sacrum bone. Now this Kundalini is the one, is the pure desire within ourselves. Is the pure desire within ourselves. All other desires that we have, all other desires are not pure. If they were pure, we would have been satisfied by them. But as you know, the law of economics is such that in general wants are not satiable. That means what wants we have can never be satisfied. So what is the want really we have? We should know the real true desire within us is one that we should be one with the divine power. This is the true desire. We may play it with, we may camouflage it, we may go in other directions. Makes no difference. But ultimately you all come to this conclusion that unless and until you become the truth, the joy, the bliss and the peace, the spirit, you do not feel satisfied. And none of the worldly things or emotional things can give you that. So what is that which gives you is the spirit within your heart. Now this spirit is a reflection of God Almighty within you. And the Holy Ghost is the power of God Almighty, which we call as the Mother's energy. She exists within all of you as Kundalini. She is your individual mother. Everybody has their individual mother. And she is like, I should say, a tape recorder which tapes all that you have gone through in your past. She knows you very well, and she is anxiously waiting for the moment when she could rise. And this is what it is within ourselves. Now to you, it is a new knowledge, maybe. To some of you, maybe you might have read some books. And to my amazement, some books I have read in English, so thick as that, were all nonsensical, because they did not know also where the Kundalini was. Secondly, the point was that they gave such horrible report about the Kundalini that one should understand the Kundalini, which is your mother, anxiously waiting to give you your second birth. How can she be injurious or troublesome to you? So something wrong there. Those people who have had funny experiences or have had some sort of a funny thing happening out of it, there must have been something wrong definitely there. Now you have seen that it just happens spontaneously. It just happens spontaneously, has happened to you. Now you are empowered. You are empowered. When you have got the cool breeze in your hand, you are empowered to raise the Kundalini. You can do it. But say, for example, I don't know what is Australian money is. I get the money and I don't know what it is. I better spend it. So I will know what it is. In the same way, when you've got that in your hands, try to give it to others. Learn how to do it. That's what it is, the second meaning of yoga, meaning the expertise. It's very simple to do it. You just try to raise the Kundalini of other people, and you will immediately know where the problem is, where the Kundalini is stopping, what you should do. All these things you will know very easily. It's the easiest way to know, and you can help everyone. Now we must understand, we are living under shocking conditions in this world today. Shocking conditions. Any day we all can be destroyed. Any day the destruction may come from within and take us over, like horrible diseases that are showing. Recently I heard that in America there's another disease that has started, that people become insane at a very early age, about say 40 years or so. They become insane. So all such things are just awaiting us because of the ignorance we have about ourselves. What is good for us, what is benevolent for us, what is going to give us our evolution, we are ignorant about. And that's why the problems are there. But whatever are the problems doesn't matter. We must know how to go above the problems, and that simple thing is the Kundalini. To go beyond the cause and the effect. It's very simple, it works out. Because that realm, that subtle realm exists everywhere. This universe is filled with that. It is in every atom, it pulsates. In every molecule it exists. But it is only intelligible to you, the ones who are realized souls. It's not intelligible to them. That's the only difference is. Now this power has to be harnessed, to be understood, to be practical about it. And that is the only thing you have to do in the next 1 month, is to be an expert, a real yogi. You become the real yogi, the real guru of yourself. You don't need any other guru anymore now. You are the guru, you have to look after yourself, you will know how to guide yourself. And the whole life transforms. Why? Because you rise above the water level of your thoughts and you can see everything clearly. You become a witness, as I told you before. Now, between the effect and the cause, we are struggling. We see something happening, we try to cure the cause. Then we cannot cure the cause, so we go to the effect. That is typically our style. But Kundalini, what she does, she takes you into a realm where there is no cause at all. I'll give you a simple example, which will look miraculous, but it is not. To my mind, it is not. Now, this is all reported in the newspapers, whatever I'm telling you. There was a lady, she was suffering from a disease in which she would not go out of the house. She had such fears that she had not gone out of her house for 8 years. And I went to a place called Middlesbrough in England, where the newspaper people came and said, if there is somebody who cannot come to you, how will you cure? I said, have you got a photograph of the person or the name of the person? They gave me the name, address, the photograph. I said, all right, forget about it. I know her problem. Then I just closed my eyes. They said, how long will it take to be all right? I said, for 1 week you don't disturb her. But they could not resist. Next day they went to see the lady, and she was out in the moors with her husband for a walk. They were all amazed to see, they published it in the newspaper about it. Another one, I'll tell you how it works out. Because I'm telling you about the power which has all telecommunications. All that you have in such a subtle and extremely efficient way that it does not miss the point at all. It just works out. Where we say the angels are helping, God is helping. It is actually everything works out because we enter into the kingdom of God. Now you are Australians, all right? So Australian government looks after you. But if you become the citizen of God's kingdom, then God looks after you. And look at his powers, the way he looks after. Believe me, he looks after you everywhere. There was one girl who was a Sajogini, and she was going by a car. And the car failed on the way, which was an autobahn, means a huge big road with so many cars and buses and big trolleys, everything going along. She thought now she's going to die. She has another Sajogini with her. So she just closed her eyes. She says, Mother, now I'm going to die, better look after me. That's all she said. Now this is addressed to her Kundalini. She closed her eyes, and when she opened her eyes, she found her car was on one side nicely coming down. But to her amazement, even her brake was all right, which was broken. Now who did this? See, after all, this is the source of all the medicines, of all the mechanism, everything. And it just worked. Believe me, it works. But there was another thing reported in the newspapers in England. You know, English journalists are very difficult people. So one day one fellow was a young boy, about say maybe 16. He was going by a bike. I was that time addressing a huge big audience, very big, in the town hall. I started about 7 o'clock and this happened about say 8 o'clock. This boy fell down from a bridge about 16 to 18 feet down. While falling down, you see, people thought now the way he's fallen is finished. So they telephoned to the ambulance and hospital. The ambulance came in. By the time the ambulance came in, this boy nicely walked up. So they were surprised to look at him and say, what has happened? He's like a balloon went down and coming back nicely walking up. He thought he must be finished. So when he came up, they asked, what happened? He said, no, I'll go to the, I'm all right, but I'll go to the police station and I'll tell them. So they took him to the police station and then they took him to the hospital. And he told them, believe me, there was a lady wearing a white sari, an Indian lady. She came and cured me. She touched me and she cured me. She came in a white Mercedes car, which I have. Now, my car was standing in the place where I was giving a lecture. And nobody saw the car coming. They said, how can it be? We never saw any car coming, nothing of the kind. How do you say that? So he said, yeah, I did. Believe me, I did see her coming. She did touch me. And she's the one who cured me. And she said, now there's a little tip. That's not all right. So you go and see mother about it. So he said, now who is this mother? It's the same lady. Next day he saw my photograph in the newspaper. So he went and told the police, this is the lady who came. They were surprised. They wrote to some of the people in London. They said, this is happening, of course, in India many a times, but I'm surprised it is happening here. We cannot believe it. So this is exactly what happens. You can't see many things that are happening. Like one day I was giving a lecture in a very remote village. There's no possibility of having any equipments, any cameras, nothing. And just at that time I knew there was some light falling on my head, just coming on my head. So I was playing with it and then I laughed and I stopped it. I knew, but the camera caught it clearly. So many times it has caught so many lights. How? How is it that the camera is catching? It was an ordinary camera by a person who doesn't know how to handle the camera. So this is what it is one has to understand, that you have to go beyond the realm of the cause and the effect. Now you have to go, when I say then we will think, how are we to go? You have to just raise your kundalini. If you raise your kundalini, you enter into the kingdom of God. And then you go beyond that when you pierce through this. If your attention is here, your attention becomes collectively conscious. I told you, become collectively conscious. And so many examples you will have, you'll be surprised. Like one day, somebody said, Mother, what is going to happen to America? I said, Nixon is in trouble. He said, how? How do you know, Mother? I said, you put your hands and ask a question, how is Nixon? And all the hands were burning, and he was in trouble. Of course, it came out much later, but I told them he was in trouble. So all the telecommunications that you see in this world, all kinds of cameras you see, all these things, all these machineries and all that, have come out of from the unconscious dictation. But they are living already in that atmosphere. And they all work out, they help you. You don't have to think. You don't have to adjust. It is all adjusted for. You don't have to worry. It just works out. Believe me. Believe me that you are fantastic people. Human beings are the epitome of evolution. They have to just get to their realization. And especially for Australians, I have told you, what special things you have in you is the innocence. That there is innocence lurking all the time in an Australian. And that is going to work out great in this country. And maybe one day in the whole Western world, maybe it will start from Australia, this movement of real spirituality. I'm sure about it now. the way I have seen the way Americans are, their quality is in their seeking the way they are, beautifully made for this special thing. I'm sure that this movement will start moving faster from this country. Also, the reason is it is the first center. It's the most important first center of innocence in this being as shown, and God made us in His image, and if it is the image of God, then we are there placed in America, in Australia. So it's a very important place where you are born. I'm very thankful that you have kept to the grounds, you have kept to the Mother Earth, that you have got these beautiful vibrations and beautiful ascent. I have given at least 3,000 lectures, I told you, in English language, and I don't know how many thousand in Marathi and Hindi. And despite that, every time I say something, people feel that I'm saying something new. I don't know. I would say that Sahaja Yoga has to relate to you, first of all. Then it has to relate to others. Then it has to relate to the whole society. Then to your country, then to other countries. It must relate to all these things, otherwise it has no meaning. Like the light has to give light. Otherwise there's no question of enlightenment. So it is not for you in the room to sit down and meditate, nothing of the kind. You must come to the centers, you must meet everyone, very fine people there. They're very happy people, blissful people. They will tell you what's wrong with you, what's good with you, how you can work it out. Just be little social and humble, that's all. There's nothing more joyful to know that you are part and parcel of the whole. That this whole has got its cells and we are there, and that we are now aware that we are parts and parcel of the whole. So actually you will feel that you don't do anything, because who is the other? If you are helping someone, you are really not helping. It is just flows and it just works out, because you are doing nothing about it, it just flows, because you are the awakened soul and you are become the part and parcel of the whole. So if this finger is held by this hand of mine, it is not obliged to this hand, because jolly well it has to help, because it pains if you do not help. So this is how it is. But of course, you just record what happens to others, immediately you know what happens on your fingertips, as I told you, and then you can help others. Unless and until you help others, your light will not grow. That's one thing for sure. It never grows individually. I have seen people whom I have cured now. For example, they came, they were cured with this Sahaja Yoga. Many were cured. And when they were cured, they just thought, oh, now it's all right, we'll sit at home, meditate, this, that. Again, they got some other sickness. They got some other problems. So it's a collective happening today. We have to be collective. And collectivity is not just a talking, but actuality, that you feel the collectivity within yourself. And this is what we have to realize, that we are all collectively. So we talk, we are brothers, sisters, that becomes just a talk, but it becomes actuality. And you really enjoy it, you really enjoy it. You forget your past, you forget all your nonsensical ideas about the future, and you just enjoy every moment of your life, because present is so dynamic. It's so dynamic. To remain in present is very difficult, but with realization you are in present. You are just watching, there's no worry, nothing, no tension, because you are in the present. If you are upset about the past, if you are worried about the future, then the tension rises. But if you are in the center, you have seen here, if you are on the left, you go that side and put a pressure on your brain. If you are on the right side, you go that way and put a pressure on the brain. But if you are in the center, there's no pressure, it's opened out like that, and you feel absolutely relaxed. You at least come down 20 years in your age, you feel extremely active. Nobody has died in Sahaja Yoga before 70 years. Some people were told by astrologers they will die at 35, they are still going strong, all right, all these 12 years, nothing goes wrong with them. So your life, everything changes, your horoscope has no meaning, the stars have no effect on you, you go beyond time and space. You just remain in a place where you are just helped, looked after, and given joy, happiness and bliss. The whole world has to get this. I want the whole world to get it. But you know how difficult it is. It's only you people who have got it have to give it to others. So at the very outset, I have to tell you, you've got realization, you'll feel very happy, on top of the world, you'll feel very nice. But please do not give up coming to the centers. They don't charge you any money. On the contrary, they might give you a cup of tea, they might give you something to eat free. They won't ask you. Later on, you can contribute some money to have a bigger hall. That's your lookout. But I don't want any money, and the hall has to be paid not for spiritual work. It is, if the hall is hired, all right, you collect some money and hire the hall. In the beginning, I used to hire the hall, I used to pay for everything. Now, of course, there are more people, so they don't like it that I should pay for their salvation. So they pay, they pay for the hall little bit, that's all. So you don't have to worry about payment and things. It's such a joyous thing to enjoy each other. That's what you have come to. May God bless you. I'm so very happy. I hope you'll keep my word that next time when I come, every one of you can give realization to thousands. But everybody must try some few and have confidence in yourself. Know that you are yogis greater than all these fake gurus. Much, much greater than them. They are nothing. They are minus people. So remember that. And please, I hope you will do the needful that is needed for the expansion of your own growth. May God bless you. Now, if there are any sensible questions, if they have asked, I would like to answer. Sensible. Not like the other day that fellow got just, I don't know what happened to him.
There's a very good question, Sri Mataji. On realization, you claim that the spirit sees what you're doing. What does this mean? Does it mean that you can do no wrong? That what you decide is correct? What I mean is, does the spirit take control of your total life?
Yeah, of course, it does. You see, the light of the spirit is such, as I told you before, that if you have a snake in your hand and if you see the light in the snake, you just throw away. In the same way, the right and the wrong, which is a confusion for us, just vanishes in the thin air because you know what is right. How? Through vibrations. See, you meet somebody, immediately you will know that what sort of a person it is. If he is a tangible, sensible, or could be managed, you can just look at him. The eyes have that love, that compassion. That will melt him down. He'll be all right. He'll be very kind, he'll be nice. Supposing he's a horrid person, you will immediately know. You'll say, all right, we'll meet tomorrow. That's how you will behave, like the tip of the root, how it moves. It avoids all the hard things, goes to the soft things, and manages to use that hard thing to hold the tree. All discretion and all sensible things you know. But what happens is that when you are enlightened, first of all, we do wrong things because the brain does not know what is right and wrong. But as I don't know if he has told you, but in the Swadhisthana chakra is the second chakra, transforms the fat of the stomach to ascend for the use of the brain, because we are using brain cells every time and they are thrown out, dead cells. Now they are replaced by the fat cells which comes from the stomach, go there and replace them. Now what happens that when the dharma, what you call the righteousness, the goodness, all that is told in the scriptures, the 10 commandments, the centers are in the stomach. Now when you are realized, means the kundalini awakens you. When the kundalini awakens you in the stomach, then what happens that these cells get the experiencer of the joy of virtue. Experiencer awakens in them. So they become virtuous because those same cells go in your brain and they displace all the horrible cells that are there which has no experiences. You see, to enjoy the virtue that you have, to enjoy the righteousness is not there. That's why we do wrong things. Actually, we think we enjoy something that is wrong. It's not so. What we enjoy, that is right. And that's how the whole brain system changes into an enlightened brain, which always does good. Like Christ, you don't have to tell him not to do this. In the same way, you become a holy person. You become holy. You become auspicious. You become really a pious person. You become a person who's, even to look at such a person, one feels peaceful and nice. You become that kind of a personality which is described. Wonderful people, compassionate. Because the cells that are your brain are now enlightened by Kundalini and have taken a new form. So you just get transformed. So Kundalini works its way, and then the light of the spirit falls on those cells. Because what is in these 7 chakras are there, as you see, all these are represented in the brain. They are called the pithas. You can say the seats of these 7 chakras are in the brain. Now the seats of these 7 chakras get the light from the heart, because there are 7 auras of these chakras on the heart. As soon as your brain changes, the auras change. And on top of that, you get the light, beautiful light of the spirit, which makes the whole thing so beautiful. See, virtue no more becomes a horrible stuff. Like a person may be virtuous, sure he is virtuous, but people don't like him because he's so virtuous. They say, goody goody fellow, something like that. But this goody goody fellow also becomes a beautiful person, very attractive, very nice, very gentle, very kind, very compassionate, very discreet, very wise. So all these combinations start working in a person. Naturally, a person sees, he was here, he's gone there. How? How has he changed? The very character of that person which has changed catches the eye of others and they start transforming. That's what you are. The lights of today will become tomorrow the beacons of the world. I know that. I'm waiting for that day to happen. May God bless you all. Now, what is the second question?
Another question was that after Monday night's meditation, I experienced a muscular spasm in my left forearm. Is this related to the rising of the Kundalini?
Very much. You see, it is in this area or this area. You see, here is the left Vishuddhi. If you are a person who always try to be guilty, you will get pain here a little bit. But if you get it here, then left Swadhisthana is there. If you get it here, left Swadhisthana, that means you have been to a person who is not authorized by God. You have bowed before a person who is not by authorized, or you have been to other things, what are they called that? Clairvoyance and this and that, all those things. So you have been to this black magic business. So that's how you get this portion. So it's all right, doesn't matter. It comes and goes away. It will all clear out. So it doesn't matter. Now, questions are not yet over, all right? What's the second? Now I'll ask.
Is it acceptable and or beneficial to give realization to people and leave it to their own Kundalinis to work it out at their own rate?
Yes, it is beneficial. You are not to force anybody to do this or that. But in the collective way, when you meet, you will know yourself where is wrong. Because you do not know everything just now. You do not know what chakras are catching, how to correct it. You do not know. Just now, I would say, like the new babes you are, and you have to look after this realization. So you have to know about it. You just can't leave them alone. Supposing you sprout a seed and leave it alone, then what will happen? No.
Where's the other?
On the contrary, it will be waste. Is there?
But I think implied in that is also the question of whether they can do it on their own. Perhaps in that question.
No, they can do it on their own, but they have to learn about it first of all. You see, just don't do something without knowing, all right? Otherwise you'll say, Mother, this happened, that happened. Nothing wrong will go wrong, but you'll lose your vibrations, that's all. You'll lose your realization.
That's the point maybe you have to explain. I didn't explain it well.
You see, the realization that you have got is a wee bit, just like a hair, you see, the Kundalini has risen. And that's like a rope with so many threads. See, so very little bit opens out and just relaxes, and then again many rise. You have to establish it. As long as you have not established it, the Kundalini will be always drawn down below to correct other things. So its best is to establish yourself properly, and then you will know how to do it. There's nothing to worry about it. But first you must establish. Yeah? Done? Is it any question, madam? No.
In which part of the body does one cure a nervous disorder?
It is on the nervous system is always affected in brain or on the, what you call the backbone in these things. So now, what you have to do when you raise the Kundalini, the nervous disorders could be, this is a symptom. It's not a disease, it's a symptom. So we have to see from what disease it is coming. But actually, Sahajogis, we do not see the disease as such. We see the chakras. Which chakra is out? Is it the left or the right? Whatever chakras are out, that's to be cured, that's all. We are not to worry even about the diseases. We have to see what chakras are catching. We don't even worry to see, to derive from the chakras what is catching, what's the disease. We don't even ask them what diseases you have. You need not tell us any diseases. Immediately you will know where it is catching, what chakras are catching. As soon as you correct the chakras, you are all right. So we don't have to worry about the diseases, about the symptoms of it. There's no need to, but sometimes they might ask, like one fellow, he came to me, why is it everybody is asking me, what is your relationship with your father? I said, do you suffer from asthma? He said, yes, that's why. I said, asthma is caused by people whose center of the father, right heart we call it, either as a father or his father is dead, or that there's something, you see, missing on the father's side, you can develop asthma. It's curable, absolutely 100% curable. But we have to ask a question. What is your relationship with your child? What is your relationship with your father? Is the fatherhood, there's something wrong?
I can feel the cool breeze, but do not experience the joy you describe, although twice I have dreamed of you and experienced that joy at that time.
Yeah, correct. That's the correct way. Because when you are conscious, you see, in the Western mind, thinks all the time. Is it true or not, or this and that. When you dream, you are in a sushupti state. You are in a state where you are tranquil, you are not thinking about anything. But now, always I have seen is the other way around in India. They feel the joy first and then they start thinking. So many of them say, we don't want to think about anything, we are in joy. So because here everybody thinks. The brain is so much used to think, to want to analyze, find out everyone. Look at, they go to the tree, they will find the vibrations. They look at a doggy and find out the vibrations, you see, what's the matter, this, that, analyze it. So the joy is no more there. But you leave it alone, it will work out, all right? That's the reason. Because their brains are more open, not the heart. But there the heart is more open and the brain is less. But you become very sensitive. Those who have brain opened out are more sensitive, and those who have got their heart open out are more joyous. So one of the two, you get it first.
Again implied in that, perhaps, Mother, does it take some time before you feel the joy?
For some of you do. You say, him too.
It's true. The rational mind stops it.
Yes, the rational mind. You see, rationality, analysis, everything you analyze. Like I was saying that he wants to buy something. I said, buy, finished. No, he said, then, but by this it will be cheaper. I said, forget it now. If you like it, buy it, finished. Why do you want to analyze? I'll go mad analyzing everything.
When you were blowing into the mic, this is when he had his palm on the top of his head, and it felt as if it was going to explode. How do you explain this feeling?
Now this you should find out about me later on. You see what I am, why it happens. When I do something, you feel it. If I blow in my hands, you'll feel it. Anything, you'll feel it in your hands too. Why it happens? Because I've been very, very this time careful. Christ said that I am the path, I am the light. He was, no doubt. But they crucified him. I don't want to get crucified. I have to get the job done. So I won't tell you what I am, what I am doing. You better find out about me. And then it's easy to talk, because it is very difficult, you see, to say something. And look at this gentleman yesterday, how he started shouting at me. And that newspaper gave half of it his verdicts, as if he was an oracle of Delphi or something. You write to him, he was really, I was surprised. I've never had such an experience, like some possessed man coming up and saying something. So, and just imagine paying so much attention to a man who has no bona fide, nothing, he has achieved nothing. You better write to them that what are you doing? Why are you giving so much importance to such a person? Very bad journalism, I think. I mean, somebody stands up and starts shouting. And these fundamentalists that they are saying, I have to say one thing. Who crucified Christ? The fundamentalist Jews. Who tortured Muhammad Sah? It was the fundamentalist. Who tortured all the saints in India? Fundamentalists. All these fundamentalists, because they have no fundamentals. They are sticky people, they stick to something and they want to hit everybody else. So it's nothing surprising. They cannot crucify me, of course, but still. You see, that is what they are. They are fundamentalists. Now, see, fundamentalist is Khomeini. He thinks he's very great. Idi Amin used to think he's great because fundamentalist. Then we have another one there, you know, so many, Gaddafi and these. They are fundamentalists like all other fundamentalists in every religion. There's no difference whatsoever. Because they are Muslims, that's why they are bad. Or Christians, they are good. I tell you, at least Muslims are grossly fanatic. You can make them out as fanatics. But Christians are very sophisticatedly fanatics. You see, they talk big, big things, they make science out of it. They'll never accept. And Hindus are no less. Everyone who becomes fanatic is mad, I tell you, real mad. So just forget about them.
Do you need a mantra to meditate properly?
You may. If there's a center, something wrong with you, but you will know all about it. You see, when you have some center, say the center of Christ is not working well, there's something wrong, then you have to say Lord's Prayer. They will tell you about it. It's very simple, it's not difficult. So they will tell you what is the mantra to be said for if you have a problem on your center, then.
And how do you cure eyesight problems?
See, this is again, eyesight is again a symptom. Depends on how you have got your eyesight bad. Mostly the eyesight is because of the heaviness on the optic lobe, mostly, not always, because supposing you have diabetes, also you might get very weak eyesight, because the diabetes is caused by the same Swadhisthana, which actually has got its seat here, and that oppresses on the optic lobe, and that's how also you'll get your bad eyesight. Maybe with age also you get a little eyesight weak. It's all right. So what I'm saying that we have to know the chakras, not the symptoms. It can be with many dimensions you get it. I've seen people who paint their hair or color their hair. These days, what you call punks. You see, they always have very bad eyesight. They come to me. They have. You see, imagine. They don't know what they are in for. Or the ladies who put these glues in their head. I've seen, you see, like there was one gentleman who was a hairdresser. One day he said, "Mother, I want to do your hairdressing." I said, "What, this madness you are doing? I don't want to have your hairdressing. I don't do any hairdressing at all." He said, "No, this is for mad people. You don't know? These are mad people who are doing like this." I said, "Why? Why are they mad?" "Because this is glue. And with glue they'll lose all their hair. Their eyesight will go back. And then they will come and wear wigs. This is an enterprise going on to create wigs for people." Just imagine, this hairdresser he was Ceylonese.
This is a question, the lady says that she's sorry if this question is out of order, but I'm a Nichiren Shoshu Buddhist, and our method of going outside time and space is to chant a certain mantra.
No.
Much of what you've said is identical to our
No,
teaching.
not at all. Not at all. It's very different. I'll tell you what happens. When you say a mantra like that without the connection, any mantra, without the connection with the God. See, we have two sides, as I told you, the subconscious and the supraconscious side. We have the collective subconscious beyond that, and a collective supraconscious beyond this. So when you start chanting a mantra without having any connection, supposing you say the name of Rama, 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 what will happen? You will move to the left side or to the right side. If there's any spirit who is dead with the name Rama, will just catch hold of you. And it's just possession. Now the supraconscious side, you see, you start feeling you are going in the space, moving like this, doing like this. I had a very, very funny experience a long time back when some American scientists came to see me. And they said that we want to fly in the air. I said, "For what? You are already flying. Now why do you want to fly?" No, we want to go through our minds. So I said, "Why? Why do you want to do it?" That time they were doing this parapsychology business, you see. I said, they said because the Russians are doing. I think I told them, Russians are doing it to destroy themselves, so you will also destroy yourself. And they will get possessed and you will also get possessed because these are the spirits that do it. They wouldn't listen to me. They said, no, still we want to do it. But I said, you will be dominated by them. You want the spirits to carry your spirit like that? But they wouldn't listen to me. And they said, yes, we don't mind, but we want that. I said, I'm not for it. But who told you? They said one fellow called Patanjali, his name was Patanjali, was a journalist. I said, this is the fellow who was suffering from this disease. I cured him. He's telling you that, am I going to put the disease in you? Like that it is. But you know, these things, doing all these things has created big problems. I must tell you a very big problem now. Because if you start doing all this, you call the spirits. The spirits get quite busy then. They're busy bodies. And I have seen people calling the spirit of the mothers and this and that. And children die in their bed. They cannot return back. Don't try all these tricks which you do not know. You are not master of it. You must know what you are doing. You must know exactly what you are doing, how you are working it out. You must know mentally. You should not just go on like a mad saying mantras, mantras, mantras. That will spoil your chakras, and the first thing you will get, first thing, you are vulnerable to diseases like cancer, mellitus, all kinds of incurable diseases. I am telling you today, tomorrow it happens to you, don't come to me.
This is a topical question. Perhaps you'd like to deal with this after the program, Mother, privately. I have cancer in the throat. On Sunday and Monday I experienced an unusual, excruciating pain in the area. Was this caused by the movement of the Kundalini?
Yes.
I certainly felt the cool breeze.
All right, you will be all right. Now, no problem. You come and see us. We'll tell you what is to be done, how to create a balance. That means you're cured already. If you have felt the cool breeze, because in the throat, in the hands, you'll never feel the cool breeze. Did you feel in the hands is the point. If you feel in the hands, that means your cervical plexus is all right. You're cured. That's it. Congratulations. Another thing I must tell you about these lamas. You see, these lamas are another horrible things. I was talking to a gentleman who was interviewing me about lamas. These lamas are terrible personalities. You see, they are all supraconscious things. They give you all these ideas about this. They have actually lynched all the Tibetans. I went to China. I was surprised. You see, they had shown there all the things they got from Tibet. They could not read Pali, but I could read it. And I saw these were golden, big jars and golden plates and golden beer mugs and golden wine mugs and all that. All that was used by these lamas from these poor Tibetans. Can you imagine such people, how they call themselves godly? And they have wrinkles which you can count one by one. Such people call themselves godly. Now they have started another thing I must warn you about. It is Shambhala. See, there in Spain, they have started this nonsense of Buddhist called Shambhala. In that, they say that you will get your nirvana if you go to Gobi Desert. And parties after parties are going from Spain. And the Queen of Spain told me about this. It's horrible. I said, in any way, if you go to Gobi Desert, you'll get nirvana forever. You walk even 1 mile is sufficient. So this is what they're doing. Just imagine what a dangerous thing to do. So don't go near them. All these things are nonsensical. Absolutely, these are all facts. They call themselves as people of God, of Buddha, and take money, live on that, drink, do all kinds of things. How can it be? Taking gold from these poor people. I mean, your heart bleeds to see that. What?
Perhaps these will be the last two questions. This one is, you say that you're born with the power of realization and that your illnesses will be cured with the power of realization. Does that include birth defects, spasticity, loneliness, and starvation?
It has helped everyone, all these characters, but especially loneliness and all this. And starvation also has helped. You'll be surprised, in London, we have so many unemployed, but not a single Sahajogi is unemployed. You see, because the Lakshmi Tattva, the principle of Lakshmi, the well-being, is awakened. But you do not become greedy. You become satisfied to have sufficient. It's such a sense of satisfaction you live with. You do not ask for more all the time, but you get sufficient. It's the blessing of God. So all that is solved. Yes, no doubt. I have not yet come across any Sahajogi who starves. Even in India or any place, they are all well placed, happily living. But they are not very rich because they become mad then. Neither they are very poor. They are in the center, enjoying life. Everybody is very happy.
The last question, Mother, is the subject of many of your lectures, but maybe you'd like to say one sentence about it. Will you please explain the unconscious?
It's unconscious is a vague terminology given to us by Jung, though he got his realization late in life, and his idea of unconscious was very different from the reality, I think, because I don't blame him, because he just got realization, there was no one to explain to him. The first mistake he has committed, that according to him we lie in layers, like the unconscious which can little bit can express itself. So he must be meaning unconscious means the Kundalini. The psyche is the left side, I think, they are so half-baked remarks of Freud that really I just don't know what they mean. But actually unconscious, according to Jung, is the unconscious which is the Kundalini perhaps, and that a part of it opens out, comes into thing. Then he says on top of it is the collective subconscious. Then he says is the subconscious. Then is the conscious mind. So he puts you in layers like this. Now see now, when I have to come, you have kept a place for me to come. In the same way, if the Kundalini has to move, God is not going to put you on layers. If supposing you have to go to the airport, and if you have to climb up over some cargoes and then on some people and then go there, you cannot reach. And God is the most sensible organizer. He's not, is he stupid to do that way, isn't it? So what he has done, he has placed them in a parallel way. Your central path is left open. This was a big mistake Jung has done. I addressed the meeting of the Jungians in America. The chairman of the Jungian Society was surprised at it. I said, I have not read Jung much, but only I saw one diagram and I knew what mistake he had committed. So it doesn't matter, but he was a realized soul. He talked of so many things. So unconscious, according to him, is Kundalini. According to him is Kundalini, but unconscious is not. Whatever is not conscious is mind is unconscious. You are not conscious of the all-pervading power, so it is unconscious. But if you become conscious of it, it is no more. So it changes the form. All right? May God bless. But the unconscious is the one, is the all-pervading power of God, which, like he saw me in dreams, many things happen like that. So that is all done by that all-pervading power, which resides in every atom, every molecule, every element, every place. So that is the one which works out all these things. So to be conscious of that is only possible after self-realization, and then the unconscious become a conscious thing. Like for a blind person, colors are in the unconscious. He is not conscious. But when his eyes are open, they become in the conscious mind. All right?
You take a rest.
So now we have to go.
I think that the time's come for you to experience self-realization again. So suggest you slip your shoes off and be comfortable, loosen any belts and take your specs off.
Is it supposed to be air-conditioned or non-air?
Yes, it is.
Then why not close the doors? Ask them to increase the air conditioning a little bit. Such a lot of people are here. I better stand up because, yeah, it's all right. It flows everywhere. It's not necessary.
So stand or sit, Sri Mataji?
It's all right. I'll sit down. Now, as I told you, it's all pervading. All pervading. You have to put your left hand towards me on your lap. One thing in Sahaja Yoga, when you meet these people who are little bit more knowledgeable about Sahaja Yoga, don't ask too many questions. Try to see what they are saying. And then you see if it works. Because if you say, no, I will not. Some people don't even want to take shoes. You see, it's so difficult. Such obstinate people. It is impossible. So just know that they know little more than you. If they tell you anything, just try it. If it does not work, you can tell them this does not work. All right. But try. Trying is important. Otherwise, you see, there will be just an argument, and they will give up. So it's best is to say whatever they are saying, you just listen to them. Everything has an explanation. Everything is intelligible. Everything you are going to know. Everything. But little bit whatever they say, just like a teacher if she tells you, you must listen, do it, and then you get the experience. All right? But nothing blindly following. You will see yourself the results. Results will show you immediately. Now, you put your left hand towards me like this. Like this. Why don't you stand up? Just like this. Just like on your lap. On your lap. No, just you show them. Turning round. Yes, just like this, ordinary. On the lap. Just keep it. On the lap. Don't have to raise it. Just keep it comfortably. Because you have to be comfortable. That's one thing. It's very important. And the right hand, you put it towards the Mother Earth. Let's see. Towards the Mother Earth, first of all. Towards the Mother Earth, right.
Towards the earth. Towards the Mother Earth.
As I said, this Australian Mother Earth, Australia, is a great country of innocence. So let's take the help. Now close your eyes. Close your eyes, please. And don't open them till I tell you. Now see if you are getting cool breeze in the left hand. See if you are getting cool breeze on the left hand. Better. It's working here also. Now, please put the right hand towards me on your lap and left hand towards the sky. Not very high, just very comfortably bending your shoulder and elbow just to put there, with the palm backside. Now see on the right hand side if you get. Now this way, bend your elbow towards the shoulder. Bend your elbow like this. Show them. Yes, simple, not exerting anything. It's very simple. I'm trying this because this works in India. It should work here also. Keep your eyes shut. Don't open your eyes. Don't open your eyes. Just see. Right side. Again. While doing this, forgive. You say, I forgive everyone. Say that. I forgive everyone in your heart by doing this. Now do you feel in the right hand cool breeze? Are you feeling? Now let us put our right hand on our heart and left hand towards me throughout. Now here you ask me a question, Mother, am I the spirit? Ask the question 3 times, please. The voices are making one up. Mother, am I the spirit? Don't feel guilty, please. You're again feeling guilty. That's the problem with you, yaar. All the time you feel guilty. Just bring the right. Why are you feeling guilty? Please don't feel guilty. You should be in a pleasant mood. You are entering into the kingdom of God. Now, that's the first question. Mother, am I the spirit? Then the second question comes in. Now, don't feel, for heaven's sake, don't feel guilty. It's terrible, it's painful. Just don't feel guilty. The second question is simple as such, is that you put your right hand on the upper part of your abdomen on the left hand side. We are working on the left hand side. Right hand. Move it down, and now here you say, ask another question. Mother, am I my own master? Am I my own guru? Baba, what a feeling. Three times, please. Don't feel guilty. Please forgive yourself first of all and then ask a question. Better. All right, but suddenly you see, I don't know what happens, it just... Nothing burns so bad, you don't know. Now, please take this hand down on the left hand side of your stomach, in the lower region. Left hand towards me, take the right hand on the lower region of your stomach and press it. Here is the center, as I told you, of the divine technique. So now you have to say again, as I told you yesterday, I cannot do it without your permission. Mother, please give me pure knowledge of this divine technique. 6 times, please. Oh, just too much.
Should I press it?
Good. Now, raise the right hand better. Up to your upper part of the stomach. Please have confidence in yourself. Please have confidence. Now, upper part of the stomach, you press your hand there and say 10 times with full confidence, assert yourself. Because Kundalini has started moving. Mother, I am my own master. I am my own guru. Please say it. Baba. Just see. Can you imagine? Terrible. Now, please raise this right hand on your heart again. Here again with full confidence in yourself, with all the love, and forgiveness towards yourself, please say with full assertion, Mother, I am the Spirit. Say it 12 times. Mother, I am the Spirit. Believe me, you are. Please say that. Spirit, which is the source of bliss, joy, collective consciousness. Is the truth itself. Better. Now, raise, it's so joyous that you can't help even laughing, it's so much. But control it a little bit because some people are still not there. So just control, it's too much. Now raise your right hand onto the corner of your neck and the shoulder on the left hand side, please. Now this is the center is catching very much in all of you because you are all feeling so much guilty and I am getting the pain here for you. Please, please forgive yourself. Please forgive yourself. Please forgive yourself. Now as I told you before, that God is not only the ocean of compassion, love and joy, but He is the ocean of forgiveness. So please forgive. Please forgive yourself. That's very important. Now better?
It's getting better.
Hmm?
Still very painful, but it's getting better.
Better now. To burn my finger. Doesn't burn, you know. Now what? Now, please say, I am not guilty. Please say this 16 times. Please say, I am not guilty, because you are in a very bad shape there. You see, it's a very, very interesting thing that in the West people become so guilty. I can't understand why they become so guilty. For little things we learn to become guilty, and that's how we develop this problem. And as I told you yesterday, the center causes all kinds of problems. Physical, mental, emotional, every sort. And the spiritual now, because the Kundalini doesn't rise. Please say it 16 times. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. You are human beings created out of amoeba, not to feel guilty at the last minute when you have to enter into the kingdom of God. Be pleasant. Be happy. Be joyous. All right?
Yes.
Gone up. Now, better. Now raise your hand to your forehead and press it on both the sides. Please press it on both the sides. At this point, now you have to forgive others. Forgive others and don't feel guilty about it again. Please forgive others. Please forgive others. Mother, I forgive everyone. From your heart. You see, not how many times, but from your heart. Just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. You'll feel so relaxed you don't know. Just say that. What is there not to forgive? What do we do when we don't forgive? All right? Now, take this hand on the back side of your head. Now, here you have to say once for all, because you all feel guilty and this and that, oh Lord, if I have done anything wrong in your glory, please forgive me. Just say it from your heart, that's all. Once for all, so don't feel guilty now anymore. God is not angry with you in any way. Why are you all the time feeling that way? So just tell him that please don't be angry with us and forgive us if we have done any mistakes. All right?
Very good.
Good. Now, raise your right hand on top of your head where the fontanelle bone area is. Press it with your palm. Move it 7 times. Move it 7 times, please. On the clockwise way. Press it hard and clockwise. Clockwise. Center heart. Left heart. At this point, you just say, Mother, please give me the experience of the Spirit. You have to ask for it. I cannot force on you. Give me self-realization. Mother, please give me self-realization. Say it 7 times. Huh. See, it is coming out a lot. Done. Now, take the hand down, please. Open the eyes slowly. Now, see if there's a cool breeze on top of your head. With the right hand towards me or the left hand towards me, whichever way you like. Left hand, try. All right? Let's see. Lots of smiles. Pay attention here. Here. It's here, about 4 inches or 6 inches. You have to certify yourself. Little higher. Like this, move it. Oh, it's coming up that way. It comes very high sometimes also. Some of you who got realization might be feeling it much higher. Good. Now put the right hand towards me. See with the left hand. Let's see. If you don't get it or you're feeling hot, then say, I forgive. Say that I forgive. Oh, that's it. Better. All right? Now raise your hands. Let's see. Mother, is this the power of Brahma? Is this the power of the Holy Ghost? Is this the all-pervading power of God's love? Put back your head. Ask the question 3 times, please. Is this the power of the Holy Ghost? Now, put down your hands. Now, see if it's... raise your hands a little bit. See, are you feeling it? It's there. Watch me without thinking. Watch me without thinking. It's there. It's there. It's a very subtle thing, as they call it sukshma. And sometimes you feel very little. When the nerves open out, you feel more. That's a fact. Now, I'm sorry, I'll be leaving you. I'm going to Melbourne. then I'll be going back to London. I hope to see you again very soon. You all can come to India if you want. I'll be missing you all a lot. One thing, after realization, I hope they have arranged another program for you to meet them. We have centers everywhere. You please make it a point to go and see them at least for 4 weeks. Take your photographs. One photograph, they'll send it over to me with your name, address, so that I will know who are the people. Please take your photograph to them. They'll give you other books, other things to know. But in Sahaja Yoga, the truth is revealed slowly. First, you have to be able to bear the truth also. So, first of all, you have to become something, then the greater truths are revealed to you that you verified. So, it is for you to grow gradually and then see for yourself. Don't deny anything. Just see if it is so. There's a proof of everything. Authentic. It's all authentic. I'm leaving you, and you know how a mother feels. It's terrible. And every time I leave a place, my heart is filled with such pain and such concern, tremendous concern. I hope you will not lose your vibrations. Look after yourselves. Look after your body, mind, everything. You are now empowered to do that. May God bless you. You can also get my tapes and things from them. Everything is available. Sydney is a very well organized Sahaja Yoga center here. So I don't have worry. But still, I'm worried about you because you start thinking about it, putting some yarns about it. You cannot think. That's one thing. You have to just develop in thoughtless awareness. If you become thoughtful, it will come down. So in thoughtless awareness, it will grow and you will see the result of it. May God bless you again.
I'll just announce about the program, Sri Mataji.
All the time I'm giving you. Remember, I'm giving you. Anytime. Write to me. They'll have my address. Write to me if there's any problem.
Sri Mataji will be going, but we really want you to come back and to develop this. For this week, the programs announced on the sheet will not be taking place. Thursday and Friday, they'll be delayed until Monday. So we want you to come to all our centres, Annandale, Bondi, Burwood, Chatswood and Kensington, on any night you choose. Feel free to come any time. But for Thursday and Friday of this week, there will be no programs. We'll all be in Melbourne, actually, with Sri Mataji. Then every Sunday, in other words, on Sunday week commencing, we'll have programs during the afternoon. So in the evenings of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from next week, and then on Sunday week, we'll be having a program, and those Sunday programs, the venue will be announced at the public program. At the programs at Annandale, Bondi, Burwood and Chatswood and Kensington, we'll tell you where the Sunday program is to be. We'll have to hire a big hall like this. It's going to be impossible to handle it in our centres. And that's a good problem. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you, so many of you. Please leave your name and address at the back on the little cards they've got. They want to be able to inform you where the meetings are, any changes. Leave your address and telephone. There are hundreds of little cards back there. Please leave your name and address and telephone number. We all have an expression which we utter, which the Sahaja Yogis you'll hear, and then you can all do it together. Bolo Sri Bhagwati Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi ki. Now everybody can join in. Bolo Sri Bhagwati Mataji Sri Nirmala Devi ki. Good. It's done. It's done.
Thank you.